You've heard of the Yellowstone supervolcano, but did you know that Alaska might be home to a volcano just as large? These are the Islands of Four Mountains. The Islands of Four Mountains are a remote group of islands located in the Aleutian Islands of southwest Alaska. In total, the group consists of 8 islands that cover an area of roughly 210 square miles, or about one-fifth the size of Rhode Island, and they have no permanent population. The islands get their interesting name because they contain four large stratovolcanoes, each of which is located on a separate island. The largest of these volcanoes is Mount Cleveland, shown here, which rises to an elevation of 5,675 feet. Mount Cleveland, which was named after then President Grover Cleveland, has erupted at least 22 times in the past 230 years, most recently in 2016. This makes it one of the most active volcanoes not only in the Islands of Four Mountains, but in all of the Aleutian Islands. The other three major volcanoes in the island chain are Mount Carlyle, the Herbert volcano, and the Tanna volcano. But due to the remote location of these volcanoes, their eruptive histories aren't well known. While scientists have attributed several unconfirmed eruptions to Mount Carlyle, shown here, they're unaware of any eruptions that have occurred at either the Herbert volcano or the Tanna volcano in the last 12,000 years. Now, despite their name, there are actually way more than just four volcanoes on the Islands of Four Mountains. For instance, Mount Amukta is a roughly 3,500 foot high volcano located about 40 miles west of the ones I already discussed. But even beyond that, there are several more named and unnamed mountains scattered throughout the islands. But perhaps the most interesting thing about the mountains in the Islands of Four Mountains is the fact that they might not actually be separate volcanoes, but rather part of a single supervolcano. You see, a study published in 2020 found several pieces of evidence that indicated that many of the volcanoes could be part of a giant interconnected caldera, much like the one at Yellowstone. One piece of evidence that the study points to is that some of the islands form a circular shape, which can be indicative of a caldera. But it's important to note that this is still just a theory and work is ongoing to determine whether or not this really is a supervolcano. Have you ever heard of the Islands of Four Mountains? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you'd like to see next.